Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tusk Talk with Ty post-game show. Arkansas, Illinois finally ended. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah,
Alongside me today on the post-game, by the way, this is a call-in show. So if you want to call in, maybe you just got done stuffing your face full of turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy. You want to call in because you're not so happy before that turkey kicks in and you get all sleepy. Feel free. We're gonna give you the link here in just a second to call in. But again, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Alongside me, Tim Neal, Travis Ford from the SEC Unleashed podcast. Fellas, how you doing?
Meh. Hey, I'm always a grouch when we lose.
A lot, then.
I don't know. I remember I told you, I was like, that's going to be the first test of the season, and we failed. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, hopefully they'll end up getting it together. But it's just like, I hate we lose.
Yeah, fair. Tim, how you feeling, man? What's up? How you doing?
I mean, I hate when we lose, but I had lower expectations than Travis. I kind of thought we might. So I'm not totally surprised and not totally angry. I saw some better effort in some places and some worse effort in other places, and so I'm kind of, we failed, like Travis said, but I'm not completely broken here yet.
Shout out to our Patreon supporters. You guys help keep the whole thing afloat, man, and really, really appreciate all the support. We've got 123 total Patreon supporters, which is wild. 80 of which are paid members. So make sure you guys check out the link provided for you down below if you're curious about joining Patreon. There are things that come with that. There are, of course, the card giveaways. You become a part of that, and you also get access to the football discussion, basketball discussion, Enemy Insider, which the final one of the year posted for the Mizzou game, tie videos, which are exclusive videos that are only for Patreon. No one else can see them except Patreon members. They're usually 2 minutes long, and all that stuff, all the portal stuff, commits and targets. I mean, we cover it all, man. So please consider joining Tusk Talk Patreon. Again, that link is provided for you down below. Of course, shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. Yeah, free estimates too. 501-244-3667.
We were open today.
And say what?
So we were open today.
You were open today?
Yeah, in Little Rock.
Wow.
We don't care when disaster strikes, baby.
There you go. Hey, where do you not go to? Because I feel like you guys go everywhere. It seems like you're always traveling.
Well, I do a lot of ignorant stuff because I'm the owner. So I primarily just Northwest Arkansas and Central Arkansas.
Okay.
But we're not down south or anything like that.
I've said before that you guys work out of Northeast Arkansas too. I swear you've been out Northeast in the Northeast.
I think the furthest.
If you ask him to count the doors, if you ask him to count the doors, I bet he's done more doors in Joplin than in Northwest Arkansas last 6 months.
I'm sick of that city, dude.
Here we go. We got a super chat. New squad, new coach. Played the 4th best 3-point team in the nation. It's still only November. Lots of games left. Not the end of the world. I
feel that.
Yeah. Look,
those dudes need to be ranked.
Illinois is good.
They're a good team.
Now, I think some people get it twisted. Like Illinois is this elite 3-point shooting team. They're not. They average about. The thing is their workload, the volume of shots. They take a lot outside. However, I think on the year, they average 33% outside. I might be wrong on that. I'm trying to pull that up. 33%. Yeah, that's what they are. But they do take a lot of shots. That's not a bad number. But they do. They're like.
Go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say they are one of the top. I think top 5, top 6 in terms of volume, the amount of shots per game. They take a lot, but they're a 33% outside shooting team. And that's not what happened tonight. They absolutely drained most everything.
Yeah, they could not miss. It was ridiculous.
I'm just sitting here
pulling my hair out, dude.
Well, I was going to say part of that is also that they were I think, unless I misread it, they were the #1 rebounding team in the country or top 3 rebounding team in the country. Which if you're going to shoot 33% from 3, then you need to get a lot of rebounds in order to put up that kind of volume that they do.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said that we hung with them in rebounds. I think they rebounded us by 3, which is unusual for us. So
Yeah.
there definitely are some good things that happened. It wasn't all bad. It's bad that we lost, but it wasn't all bad.
Well, Mike, and we talked about this before we went live. They are rebounds per game. They average 50 rebounds per game, and that is number 1 in the country.
Damn.
Who else is in that top 5?
Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky's number 4.
I knew it was Kentucky or Bama, one of the two.
Yeah, Bama's also a really good rebounding team. They're somewhere in the top 50, top 20, somewhere in there. But really good teams could rebound well. However, tonight, and again, we discussed this before we went live, they were just making everything. And that will definitely curtail the rebounding margin when you're just, my God, when you're shooting 53% from the floor, 48% outside, 15 of 31 for Illinois. The only area of concern for them was their free throw shooting. They were 15 of 22 at 68%. They got bench involvement. They ended up with a 9-man rotation, according to ESPN. Boy, the Avicic brothers tonight.
You see, they almost got into it.
Did they? I must have missed that. Did they really?
Yeah, he said they started kind of going after each other for a minute.
I must have missed it. I must have missed that. Well, he ended up with 21 points.
And 10
Illinois.
boards.
Yeah, he had a double-double. He did. He had a double-double.
We got the wrong brother, Cal. We got the wrong brother.
Why is one of our bigs one of the best shooters on our team is what I want to know. Like,
I want to know where is John L. Davis ever going to turn the corner? I want him to be reliable. I know he made 1. He was 1 for 2 outside.
1 for 3 overall. So that 3 was all he made. 1 for 2 3-pointers, 1 for 3 overall, 3 points.
So
2 boards.
I want to know when he's going to come around as far as a shooter. Now, I did like the 6 assists.
Yeah,
I like that. That's a great number. Boogie tonight, rough. Really rough.
Yeah, I think that kind of set the tone for the team too. Because when Boogie has a bad night, it seems like the team usually does too. Thero was, and Billy were the energy.
Billy Richmond,
legit.
He looked the part. He's been an energy. He's been a ball of energy all year. I mean, he just has coming off the bench. Now he didn't play outstanding tonight in terms of like on the stat sheet, but on the floor, he doesn't slow down. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you wish you had a couple more Billy Richmonds on the floor. I mean, he just doesn't slow down. Not that these guys are low energy or anything. I mean, they've got athletes, but I'm when Boogie's down, this would be a night where you need Wagner or John L., someone to light it up. And again, it's your big. It's Vonnemeyer who's shooting 50% outside with 13 points. Someone else has to step into that role. And I get it. You're going to take the points where you can get them, especially Arkansas's 3-point presence this year has been not great. Again, they were not good. We'll go over those numbers here in just a minute. Don't forget, guys, this is a call-in show, so I'm going to go ahead and give that link. If we start racking up calls, we'll have to keep the calls quick. We got a super chat here for 10. Illinois is good, but Boogie Flan played a terrible game. You have hit open jump shots. Thero can't hit free throws. He's not wrong there. I'm glad he got to the line, though. I will say that. There is a silver lining there. They got to the line a lot tonight. We'll talk about that, too. I feel like Nelly is a waste of NIL so far. So many problems with this team, says Christopher Cox. Again, feel free, Christopher. Hit that link. Call in. Tell us how you're really feeling, man.
I don't disagree.
I don't know that you can argue with much there. Boogie did not play well tonight. Yeah, all of his mid-range shots, all of his floaters, none of them. I don't think any of them, but maybe one went in. It was not a good night for Boogie.
Meanwhile, Yakuchonis could throw the ball up in the air and it glanced the backboard anywhere on the backboard and it was going in.
So. Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Yeah, 23 points.
He was the answer for everything we did. If we did anything, he had the answer shot.
2 for 5 outside, but then he's 7 for 8 at the free throw line. He turned the ball over, and I think that's the thing that's probably going to, like, I don't know if you want to really grasp at straws. Like, he had 5 turnovers and 3 fouls, but still, like, he looked the part tonight, man. 6 boards, 4 assists, 23 points, 2 of 5 outside, 7 of 13 overall. They had no answer for him. They had no answer for the brother, the twin, Ivisic. Boswell.
That guy was terror.
Boswell, 18 points, 6 assists, 5 boards. Like, they all look damn good. And I know that's the typical – I know Hog fans are going to say, well, that's just typical. They're going to play their best game against Arkansas. And really, I think you could argue, yeah, this was probably their best game they've played all year long. 90 points, holding Arkansas, to a double-digit loss. Yeah, I mean, they looked like the 10th best team in the country, while Arkansas looked like an unranked bottom 100 KenPom team. I mean, I'm stunned at how poorly they played. Their perimeter defense was cheeks. It was bad. Yep. I mean, it was so bad.
Is that something you practice? Because it seems like they don't.
Yeah. No, that's
supposedly it was an emphasis in practice this week.
Yeah.
Oh.
perimeter defense and jumping the passing lanes were an emphasis in practice this week.
I've seen one passing lane get jumped.
Except for the one steal by Richmond, you couldn't tell it.
Yeah. Here's what's crazy. And now, for people who are wanting to, act like Arkansas's 3-point defense has been terrible, Arkansas held Lipscomb to 33% off 27 attempts. Baylor, they held to 29% off 24 attempts. Again, this is 3-point shooting. Troy, 3 of 19 at 15%. Pacific, 12 of 35. That's a lot of damn shots outside. 35 attempts. Arkansas gets them at 34%, which is still not a bad number, but it's not like elite shooting, but it's still pretty damn good. But Little Rock, they held under 30%, 6 of 22 at 27%. Maryland, Eastern Shore, they held to 15%, 4 of 26. So far this year, only 2 teams have shot north of 32%. So I won't say Arkansas's perimeter D has been like God tier, but it's been mostly pretty good. They've done a good job of chasing guys off the perimeter, not giving up anything real open, doing a good job off those high ball screens. Like, they've done a pretty good job, and that's because of, I don't know, maybe Boogie Flan filling it on both ends of the floor, John L. Davis, who's been really good on the defensive end of the floor, certainly not the offensive end of the floor, but I don't know what the hell happened tonight. They just so many open looks. And it's, I don't know. I was just shocked by that. I really was. We got D-Mac on the call. Probably not that D-Mac.
But if it is.
Hey, that'd be great, wouldn't it? D-Mac, what's going on, man? D-Mac, you're on the call, brother.
He's still connecting him.
All right. Well, we'll move him down to. We'll pull him down.
It's crazy how many comments I see about how everyone hates college basketball now because of NIL. Because I still kind of feel the same way, But I think there's so much more pressure on our players to do good now, like immediately, because it's like, you're getting paid, dude. You better do something. So now, whenever the players suck, I think there's a lot more heat on them.
Well, particularly someone like John L. Davis, right? Because he's performed in the past, so you kind of have an expectation of performance.
Why do we bring on so many guys with injuries, man? What the hell? Adu's hurt. John L's hurt. Who else was hurt that we've been waiting on?
Brazil.
Yeah, like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, they've had a number of injuries. I disagree, Jasmine. Arkansas's done a pretty good job guarding the 3-ball this year. Not God tier, but like, they've done a pretty good job. Like, teams
just
have
not tonight.
Not tonight. Tonight was the exception. It really was. Hero Blake's NIL has ruined college sports. Well, it's hard to argue with that.
I think it's really ruined the loyalty of it. You don't fight for your school. You just go in there and do your job now.
Yeah,
except here, but
this is the thing when this comment's brought up. Like, it's hard to argue with it because when you look at the way the portal, the way these teams act in the portal, and the way these players just hop into the portal, they're going to wherever the biggest dollar is going to take them. That aspect of it, and that might just be more of a portal issue. I would argue that both the portal and the NIL, you opened up Pandora's box, and you had no real defense or any kind of mechanism in place to keep this from happening. The way these teams or these players have this kind of, where they hit the portal where they're just simply not happy, or you have this massive. By the way, Illinois just 2 returning scholarship players this year. Arkansas with 1. So, I mean, again, it's hard to argue. I won't say the NIL has ruined college sports. It's just changed it so much. And the NCAA didn't do a good job of putting enough guardrails in place to kind of prevent this sort of thing. I'm all for players getting paid and all that. I really am. I have been since day one when I heard this was a thing. All right, D-Mac's going to try it again. What's up, D-Mac?
Hey, what's up, my man? Y'all all right?
Doing good,
Doing good, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, I'm devastated right now. We got. I like Thero, but we got to get an inside presence, man.
Oh,
and them boys got lucky tonight with all the 3 balls. Like, good shots, but man, they just shot out of the water tonight.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Everything dropped.
Everything dropped.
Everything dropped, but I think by the time conference get around, we'll be all right. But Billy need to take somebody minutes. I like Billy. He need to take somebody minutes, man. One of them, it ain't Boogie and it ain't Wag. And I know the other one. He need to take some of them minutes, man.
I don't think you're wrong. I mean, we've had this before where players in the past just play well coming off the bench. I think he's earned an opportunity to start. Unless it's just Cal wants him off the bench and likes the energy that he provides. I don't know. But I would like to see him get some minutes.
Yeah, he got to get some more minutes, man. But I just wanted to get my 2 cents in. I thank y'all for having me. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey,
Thanks
go
for calling
Hogs still at the end of the day. Go Hogs. Whoop it.
There you go. There you go, man.
All
God
right,
bless.
my guy.
To be fair, Richmond did earn the 3rd most minutes on the team tonight.
He did get a lot of minutes. That is,
he got 30. He got 31 minutes. The only people with more were Thero and Nelly.
I think this is the most minutes he's had all year. I might be wrong. But I agree. All right, I'm good with that. 31 minutes is good. I didn't know it was that
a lot then. Yeah, he was on the floor a lot tonight.
He got 31 minutes. Adu pulled 3 rebounds in his 11 minutes. Hopefully his minutes are going to be able to go up. Hopefully he showed he could get out there and still play. Big Z had 22 minutes. Wagner had 29.
Adu basically did nothing on the floor.
I think if you look at it, Nelly Davis probably the least productive minutes. He had the 2nd most minutes and the 3 points, 2 boards. He did have 6 assists. But that may be where some of these minutes come from. If he's not going to be able to play, bring him off the bench. He's coming off the bench.
He's not showing me that he deserves 32 minutes. I'll say that much. No way.
Yeah.
No way. That number needs to come down by about 15, 20 minutes. I'm sorry. Maybe more. I don't know. He's not living up to it. And that's what people are so upset about. And I get it. And like Travis, you made a good point. There's a lot of pressure on him to come in and be the guy. We know he had the casket on his hand. And yeah, sure, that's going to take time, but my God, it's the end of November. I really thought by now we'd start to see him find the rhythm within this offense, get that, match the energy. I love what listen, 6 assists and his defense might be why he got some more minutes than he probably deserved, but he's a scorer. We want him. Yeah, you're going to take 2-way players all day long, right? Arkansas very rarely has more than one of those guys on the floor at one time, and as long as I can remember. But although the Nolan era, you certainly had a few players that could play 2 ways. But John L was asked to come in and be the scorer, and he's not done that. And eventually, the excuse about the hand, the wrist, it just doesn't fly anymore. We got more callers online. We got Mello. What's going on, man?
Let's go.
How you doing? Oh.
Mello is frozen.
There he is.
There he is. Can you hear us, Mello? Barely.
Sort of.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Yeah. What's going on, Top? Man, we can't go out the pick and roll, man. We can't go out the pick and roll. Look at the whole beginning of the
Can't.
game, man. Pick and roll.
Pick and roll killed him, didn't it?
Man, we can't go out the pick and roll, man. I don't know what we're gonna be able to do. I don't know what we can do.
There was a lot tonight defensively that was just surprising. Whoa, wait a minute, and then where were the adjustments at halftime? Like, I know later on in the second half, we did kind of see them. They were chasing Illinois out off the perimeter a little bit, but it took them several minutes. It took them, 8-9 minutes to finally get into rhythm defensively guarding the three. It shouldn't have taken that long. I don't understand it. Typically, when you see those adjustments, you could tell right out the gate, and there were still uncontested shots. And
I don't want to pick on Big Z because I feel like Big Z played a real good second half. But beginning of the game, they was attacking him on that pick and roll and getting everything they wanted. I don't want to pick on him because I be on them. But beginning of the game, they was attacking him on pick and roll, and they put us down. I feel like Cass should have called a timeout at the beginning of the game too. He let us get down too far. We too young for that.
Yeah, You're right.
Yeah, Boogie certainly played like a freshman today.
Yeah, he should have called a timeout when it was 8-0. He let us get down, 11, 12, something like that?
I think it was, 12? Was it 12-0 at one point?
So.
Yeah, it was bad.
For their first point. Yeah, where was the
timeout? And he was like, what happened? I was like, I don't know, dude.
That's not a good feeling either when you get down like that. There's no timeout on the floor. There's no, of course, it's hard to make halfway through first half adjustments. The adjustments typically come during the halftime. But there was just no, now you're looking for the matchup, right? You're looking to change out personnel. And at one point, he switches out Brazil, and Brazil's matched up with their Ivisic, and it was not a good matchup. Thankfully, we didn't see that very long. But, yeah, there were some questions tonight. And listen, Cal, his basketball IQ is all of us combined and then some. I understand that. Great history. I just don't know where they were at tonight. The team, it might have just been an execution thing from the guys on the floor. I don't know. It was ugly.
And I feel like the only offense we run is pick and pop for Big Z. I don't feel like we ain't got no other offense.
They definitely can't stretch the floor.
We don't run no other offense, man. And Cal don't help Nelly out at all, man. Nelly got to get it on his own, and he got to understand he got to get it on his own because the coach. Cal not running nothing for him to get him the ball in no good position. Yeah,
there's no set play for Nelly. There's no sets. I don't know if there's. Boogie maybe, but there's not many sets that I've seen where either they call a timeout and they do something different on offense, and maybe they're running more high ball screens. But yeah, Nelly works a certain way, and right now it's just not working.
Yeah, man. But I don't know, man. I feel like we got down too much at the beginning of the game, man. He said, man, we too young to go out there. Because, if you got an older team, I feel them playing through the run, but we too young to play through the run,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and to your point, we couldn't really get out of that 12-point margin either. We got, I think 9 was the closest we got, and it was it. I was just like, Jesus, dude, we cannot get out of double digits from behind them,
Yeah.
Start at the beginning of the game. He said he timed up.
It did start at the beginning of the game, and you never felt like – that's a weird thing to say because we have seen Arkansas in the past, no matter who the coach is, right, find a way to fight their way back into the game. Typically, they have enough talent to do that, and tonight it was no chance.
Yeah,
no
but
chance.
We was playing against an older team. If we was playing against a young team then maybe so. Yeah. Playing against an older team, so it made it harder.
They were older, but they also the thing that both these teams had similar, and we mentioned it earlier, only 2 returning scholarship players for Illinois, Arkansas with 1. So we can't use the excuse of, they had all this change, right? But you're right, they had a little bit older roster.
Oh, no, that ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying as far as trying to play through a run. We out there with these dudes was playing in high school. You know what I'm saying? It's like their first big game. And it's Thanksgiving, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree, man. We got some more people on the call. Appreciate you calling in. Happy Thanksgiving, Mello.
All right.
Take it easy, man.
Happy Thanksgiving.
My only solace in all this is that we have, we've played 7 games out of a 20, how many game season? Was it 30 games?
Yeah, 30.
Well,
So I'd like to
something
say he
consider-
learned from it.
Yeah.
Something to consider on the running plays thing. When you look at what we did, we drove the lane a lot. We cut a lot. We went after them, and I think the game plan there was the officials were calling a ridiculous amount of fouls. Well, there was almost 50 fouls called in that game. And I think the right thing to do was attack the basket and get them to foul and get to the line. The problem was we couldn't hit the free throws. If you just add up the free throws, it's a ball game.
Yeah.
So but at halftime there were 8 guys between both teams that were already in foul trouble at halftime. Finished the game with I think 7 guys in foul trouble. On both teams. That's just a lot of fouls. 50 fouls. I think it ended up being 45 or 47 fouls in one
Too
game.
many.
It's a lot of fouls.
That's too many.
Um,
Yeah, that's.
But if they're going to call it like that, the right thing to do is drive and make them value.
And Boogie can be that guy. Boogie can be that guy. He could drive the lane, draw fouls. And you're right.
And his only issue was he was getting fouls called. He ended up with 4 and got in foul trouble. So
yeah, he got in foul trouble. Had to ride the bench. Yep. Arkansas with 19 bench points, 42 points in the paint, 11 points off turnovers. They had 18, which is not a bad number here. 18 second chance points, 10 offensive boards, 16 fast break points. I feel like with a team like Illinois, I really thought this was going to be run and gun all game long for Arkansas. Illinois is not. They shouldn't be able to go end to end all game long. Problem is you don't have the depth, right? You've got realistically about a real 8-man rotation right now. You're making your way to that 9th guy. But so I think that might be one of the things that changed. They play better with that fast transition play. And that's what they are. That's where they can get you. That's where they're going to score a lot of points.
Like a tempo team.
And that also means you may not be able to play as much, because I know Cal likes to dive into the full court press a little bit. Probably means you're not going to be able to do that as often if you're going to run that fast with about an 8-man rotation. We'll see what they're capable of doing when they get to that 9th guy. Let's get Will on the call. Will Watkins, how you doing, man?
Good. I've been kind of bouncing back and forth as to what to think about this game, because there's a lot of things that happen in this game that I don't think we're going to see from other teams in SEC play and stuff. Like, we're not going to see a team that can shoot, 60% or right under 50%, I guess, from 3 on 31 attempts. We're not going to see that in the SEC play. However, the thing that scares me on that, and I've already had people in my mentions on Twitter about this, is this seems to be typical of Calipari teams when he was at Kentucky. Teams seem to always find a way to light it up from 3 against him or against his team. So that is a little concerning with me. But I also look at Boogie Flan not having a good shooting night. He's a freshman, so maybe it was some of the big lights for him, but overall, I don't think we're going to see that a lot from him. And then that with the foul, which 2 of his fouls I think were complete BS calls.
Yep.
And then I think y'all have already kind of talked about it with Nelly Davis. Like, he's got to get his scoring going. He had some rebounds and a couple steals that helped, but we need him scoring 12 to 15 points a game every game, and having 5-6 assists. That's going to help us with another 10 points in the game. So I think that is, if Nelly can get going, that's a big if, because we've not seen it yet. We've seen a spurt here and there, but nothing consistent from him. And I know the weak hand or whatever the injury is, but then we still don't have him, and I hope we get him back. God, because we saw what he could do at Tennessee. But I don't know. This game, and y'all have talked about it before, is that first 4 minutes where they jumped up 12-0 or whatever, and they just seemed shell shocked and everything, and you just could never get anything into it, because whenever we got it down to 9, Illinois would hit a Klay Thompson or Steph Curry range 3 with a hand in their face and freaking knock it down.
Every time.
And so it's just, the pick and roll ate our lunch early on in the game.
did.
But then, like you've already said too, like where was the defensive adjustments out on the perimeter? I mean, there were some threes that were made with hands in their face, but my God, the amount of wide open threes. And yeah, some of that's on the players. Some of them weren't switching fast enough, weren't, getting out and closing out the way they're supposed to. But some of them were just flat wide open because Illinois had better offensive sets that they ran. They ran some elevator screens to get their 3-point shooters open that keeps the defenders away from them. I mean, hell, we had Visich out there trying to guard some shooting guards shooting threes. We
Yeah.
don't need that. We need Fland out there. We need someone, Richmond, man, Richmond, that kid's going to be fun to watch the next couple of years. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm not concerned about this game. Are there things in it that makes me worry? Because maybe it is something that we were warned about from Kentucky fans that we really didn't want to, listen to. But,
Right.
but I mean, Cal's still been a very successful coach, and maybe he can make those adjustments and stuff. But yeah, there are some concerning things about this game. But I'll say it again: we're not going to face another team that shoots 33s a game, and especially hitting them at 50%.
Well, the only pushback is that Kentucky and Bama do take a lot of shots outside. They're both at about 28, 29 shots a game. However, their efficiency is also not super high, which is pretty normal when you're shooting that amount. But I do agree. I don't know that you're going to see another 40 or what was their shooting tonight. I had it up and I don't. Their 3-point shooting tonight was 48%. Yeah. Not going to see that probably again off 31 attempts. And if you do, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and that's crazy. But that is the part that kind of concerns me, going back to what Kentucky fans are saying, is seems like teams always find their 3-point shooting against teams that Cal coaches. And if you remember the NCAA games that Kentucky got upset, it was because of some teams, getting hot from 3. And so now that kind of concerns me.
Yeah.
But overall, that's my thoughts. And I mean, everything y'all have already kind of talked about and stuff. It's just, I had to get on here and get my XP.
Yeah. I got to give you your XP. Was there someone else from Discord that called?
DMAC was the first one.
DMAC and then, yes. Okay. Will's the first so far. All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you calling in, Will.
I thought I was going to be the last, but okay. I might be, but,
Well, we got Jeremy on the line, too.
Hey, everyone have a great Thanksgiving. And if y'all are going shopping this weekend, remember to keep cool heads against the idiots out there that may be shopping.
Amazon.
We don't need y'all's mugshots up anywhere on Twitter or anything.
Really?
Y'all have a good night.
You too, man. Happy Thanksgiving, Will.
To his point, man, Big Z is in a bad spot a lot of the game. Guarding perimeter, he's hardly ever in there for rebounds. He is out of position a lot, and I wonder if that's a him or a Cal thing.
Well, I will say this about Big Z: we called him out last game for not rebounding enough. Tonight, he was our leading rebounder.
He needs his headband back.
Him tied with Thero for 6 rebounds apiece. So, it's a change. Like I said, not everything looks bad. I wanted to see him be more present for rebounds. He's more present for rebounds.
Yeah.
He needs to do even better. His brother pulled down 10. His brother was a double-double guy.
I want to know why
Big Z be a double-double guy, but he led the team, so I can't complain too much tonight.
Yeah, I want to know why his family chose to feed the bigger brother all the steak and not him. Why is he so much bigger, dude? Like, you know?
Well, it's funny. He had that dunk on his brother. He had that dunk, and it was I got excited, like, oh, yeah, he's going to go at him now. He's going to get in the paint and go at his brother, and he didn't.
Yeah. Another guard needs to step up. Right now, it's Fland and nobody else. Wagner's too inconsistent. Nelly is non-existent, says Christopher Cox.
True story, Chris.
That's fair.
It's hard to argue with that, man. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man?
Fellas, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Man, it's good to talk to you guys. Oh, man. Hats off to you guys for, always covering Arkansas, because it's got to be one of the most exhausting things to do. No, No, I love this team. I mean, I love the Hogs, obviously. You know, I'm not definitely comparing basketball to football because football is such a in a terrible spot in my opinion. But man, Travis, the other day, a couple weeks ago, I had a garage door issue, and I was like, man, I'm gonna call Travis. I was like, I'm in Oklahoma around the Tulsa area. I don't think he's coming out here, but you're the first one I thought of. So I can't give you my business because if I did, you'd probably charge me an arm and a leg for gas. But I mean, I guess it would be cool to meet you. So, but no, in all seriousness, guys, I mean, 15 for 31 from three. I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow against a good team like Illinois. So, you know, that I think these are things that can be cleaned up. I don't know. We did kind of look fatigued in the second half, and I gave up, 90 points or so. I mean, hopefully, and again, this is maybe optimistic, you know, as the course of the season goes on, as, you know, Trevon Brazile gets his legs under him, as Jonas Adu does the same. Hopefully, you know, we can start turning this stuff around. I mean, I think this team has talent, obviously, and you know, if we can just get some of those things fixed and, you know, button some things up on defense, I think that, you know, this team could, you know, be a tournament team and, you know, maybe win a couple games in the tournament. So fast forwarding to football real quick for Missouri. I'm not optimistic at all. In fact, that I don't think it's necessarily going to be a close game. And so, you know, with all that being said, you know, we get to bring Sam Pittman back, which is, you know, such a great move. All the sarcasm in the world.
I hear you saying you're thankful for that.
Yeah. Is it? It must be opposite day on Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean to bash the guy, but you know what? Like, my thinking is like, you know, Ty, I've heard you take your frustrations to social media. You know, that gives you a voice, and I agree with that. And every time I do that, people always say, you know, I'm not a true fan. You hate the Hogs, blah blah blah. Like, and that's the opposite of what I'm trying to accomplish. Like, I'm loyal to the University of Arkansas, not necessarily loyal to a losing head coach. And everybody says, wait, you know, 4 bowl games out of 5 years. Okay, well, let's contextualize those. You were 3-7 in COVID, doesn't count. 2 of those years you were 6-6, and he has a losing record at Arkansas through 5 seasons. And so, you know, just one of those things. And my last point, I'll let you guys go. But, you know, on one hand, I hear, oh, well, no coach wants to step into this NIL situation because Arkansas doesn't have any NIL. Then on the other hand, it's like, oh, with revenue sharing, Sam Pittman's going to build a national championship pedigree roster. It's like, which one is it? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't make both points. So I don't know, fellas. It's an honor to talk to you guys. I'll hang up and listen. Thank you guys for the time.
Appreciate you, Jeremy. You got your XP in Discord, by the way. I know you're not super active there, but I got you your XP.
I appreciate it, Ty. Thank you, sir. You always forget me sometimes. It's like I don't always catch it on the call, and then I'm listening. I'm like, did Ty give me my XP? But,
I've been better about making sure. You guys make sure to tag me, though, if I forget.
Yeah, no problem. All right, fellas. I appreciate it. Take
it easy, man.
Bless.
Damn, man.
See you, buddy.
You're going to trash Pittman on his birthday. How crazy is it that his birthday's on Thanksgiving, though? That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of a bummer. Like, every year,
you get turkey for your birthday?
Yeah, you eat turkey for your birthday. Are your gifts wrapped in that traditional Thanksgiving color? You know,
they're stuffed in turkeys.
Man, oh man, you guys see he's blocking people left and right on Twitter.
Oh yeah, man. I don't never tag him, but apparently some people who don't ever tag him either are getting blocked. But
they're getting blocked. Yeah.
My reactions when we're getting our ass kicked is just gifts. So I do it on purpose. Yeah. You know what I mean? After I pissed off Barry Odom, I try to watch what I do. Y'all remember that?
Yes.
Barry Odom in the DMs lighting me up, dude.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yes, that's right.
I'm gonna post those someday.
I have never made a coach so mad that they DM me. Then again, I don't tweet at people, but
I didn't even tag him. It was just a comment on Trey Biddy's thing, dude. And he
really,
and he DMs me and he's like, "Let me tell you some facts about." But I was like, "Oh God!"
I remember that. But hold on, it was a comment on a tweet or on a YouTube video.
It was on a tweet.
Okay,
it was on a Trey
that makes more sense. Okay, I was like, "Damn, he's really roaming Biddy's comments." Actually,
no, it's because Trey Biddy posted something about how his kid was going to school here.
Yeah,
and then not thinking, I was like, smells like a divorce, and holy crap, that's a hot button.
Yeah,
So
Heartbroken Hog. I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm glad you called these two knuckleheads out.
Well, it's not on Thanksgiving every year, but it's around that time of year.
oh yeah, I'm an
Nah,
idiot.
of
You're
course
right.
it's
You're
not the
right. I'm
same.
stupid.
Y'all are knuckleheads.
Not knuckleheads. It's like when your birthday is on October 27th. Like, okay, you're probably, you assume that kid grew up with a lot of Halloween birthdays. That's all I'm saying.
I have a mental
Lay
problem. I
off
always
me.
think
Knuckleheads.
Thanksgiving is on a day, on a specific day, not like a Thursday. I always think it's on a date. And so that's my bad. Good call.
Oh,
Whatever.
man.
Knox didn't even shoot a shot, says Angel.
I think he came in, got a foul, and then Kyle took him out. I'm pretty sure.
He got a little more than a foul. He got a rebound. He got a rebound and a turnover.
Yay!
And then a foul, and then he was out of there, and he didn't go back in.
Yeah. Speaking of Pittman, we talked about this too in our group chat. If anyone hasn't heard yet, the rumor is, and this is now coming from multiple places, is that Hunter Yurachek might be the finalist for the South Carolina AD job. So
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
I'm okay with that. I just want some damn lights in the stadium. You know what I mean?
You want lights?
No, yeah, like the light shows everybody gets.
Oh yeah.
No, it just I don't know. There's a couple things about he seems kind of old school a little bit.
Yeah.
What's crazy is we had the jump on NIL. What?
I'm reading comments. Go on.
Oh, okay. He has, go to South Carolina. Oh, no, it's fair.
Yeah.
No, he just seems like old school. Like we had the jump on NIL. We created a division. We did nothing with it, and now we're behind the NIL game. I remember him announcing like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna put together the first NIL division." I was like, "Oh hell yeah, we're gonna get a jump on this thing." Nope. You know what I mean? I don't per se like have a problem with him because the devil, you know what I mean. But he's definitely.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's done a great job for every sport but football. The University of Arkansas is competitive on a national level in every single sport but football.
Yeah, but he didn't do
that. He brought Musselman in.
Well, yeah, he did.
And made us competitive again. He, our women's programs, soccer and softball and gymnastics are all relevant. Track is relevant. Baseball is relevant. Everything is relevant.
Yeah, I'll say we've been good at track forever.
Track and baseball.
I get it, but I'm saying he rules over that whole kingdom. Don't just talk about football. He rules over that whole kingdom.
But to be fair,
we were in line with that Capital One. We were in line for that Capital One award for best athletic program. So he can't seem to get football right though. And so when Travis said let him go, I'm kind of like, if you're tied to Sam Pittman, then I'm on the let him go bandwagon.
Yeah, because the thing
Sam Pittman ain't the answer, and we know it.
Football feeds all those other sports.
Yeah, football's king. If you're struggling in football and it goes on for a while, that athletic director's typically on the hot seat.
Like 10 years.
However, it's kind of like Hunter, he inherited the mess, right? And say what you want about him. I agree on the NIL front. He was behind on the NIL front, and he's still behind on the NIL front. But he did hire Sam Pittman, and whatever you want to say about him is true. However, what was going on before he took the job for the previous 3 years? They weren't winning many games in SEC play. In year one, he damn near won 4 conference games. Year two, he does have a great, turnaround year. More SEC wins, get you to a bowl. We know all about the 3-0 with the trophies and everything. Had one really good year.
Sam had a fire year.
And then, since then it's obviously been trending down.
He ran out of Morris recruits.
Well, we said this, and guests on this show, this post game have said this. Certain coaches have a cap in what they can do. Sam came in, he did what he was supposed to do, get us turned around, and then he's hit his cap. This is what he can do. It's time to move on to someone with a higher cap.
And you're worried that he's going to overstay his welcome, right?
And undo everything he did.
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about Chad Morris, but that dude could recruit. And the people that Pittman won games with were mostly Morris recruits. Google it.
Well, yeah, and he had super seniors, right?
I'm just saying later on what happened.
COVID seniors, yeah.
He started dealing with his own recruits, and shit started going downhill.
I'll tell you what's still baffling to me, and I realize he doesn't coach the position, but how his offensive line has just looked like it has for the last 3 years.
That's an embarrassment.
I don't understand that. Like, that's what you're known for. That's what you hang your hat on. I get that he doesn't he's got to worry about the whole team, but my God, you can't go get an offensive line coach worth a damn. You can't go out and grab a couple of high-rated 4-stars to come in and actually knock the door down and do what they were recruited to do. Like a Marion Harris was this pretty highly, if I remember right, was like God, I think he was a top 20 tackle, top 50 tackle, whatever, really highly rated player out of high school. Everyone thought this dude's going to come in the first 2 years. He's going to be all that. You know, what is he, a red shirt? This is his 3rd year in college, and he's one of the worst offensive linemen. I'll agree. This might be a thing where he finally got his hands dirty. Maybe he'll, I don't know, do better.
I'm pretty sure he's coaching the damn O-line right now.
I don't understand how your offensive line is as bad as it's been for 3 years when your head coach, that's his background. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. And don't give me this NIL shit. My God, you had back-to-back top 15 ranked transfer portal classes up until this previous season. So I don't know. And they whiffed on so many players.
I was just about to say it's been a severe misjudgment of talent, I think.
Yeah.
That's one thing, including Taylor Green, in my opinion.
I will go all the way back to last year when he was asked in one of the post games, Coach, your O-line is terrible. Are you going to step in and help your offensive line coach fix this thing? And he said, well, I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Yeah.
Right.
That.
I mean, if you don't want to step on someone's toes, then you don't have enough passion for your job.
Yeah.
You should have been like, your response should have been, I'm doing that.
That's
Monday.
on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Monday.
He buried himself when he said, I didn't know what to do. It was over. I didn't know what to do.
That felt like the tip of the iceberg when he said that. Because I knew at that point, because I don't do post games, or I don't go to post game pressers. I could if I wanted to, but I do post game lives, so I can't be there and be here at the same time.
Right.
I wish I could have been in the room for those final 3 post games in the press room. I would love to just kind of feel that tension. I don't know, and kind of read the room a little bit. I don't know. I don't like drama or anything, but like, I just kind of wonder what that felt like, because I've never had that experience when I've been in the media room. Like, it's always,
and I know you got to be careful I know you got to be careful what you do and say so you don't lose your ability to be at practice and be in post game interviews and stuff. But it just seems like people are a little bit scared to ask the hard follow-up question. Like when he says, well, I don't want to step on anyone's toes, the follow-up question is, why not? This is your job and your livelihood.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the follow-up question. Yeah. But I know if anybody says that, they're probably not getting invited back, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, as far as I know, they've never, I might be wrong. I don't know if they've ever blacklisted a media member for asking questions, as far as I know.
Good thing I'm not credentialed.
Well then sign me up as your on-site Tusk Talk reporter, and I'll go ask the obvious questions. I have no problem doing it.
It'd be under Pig Trail Media, and I think if you were openly hostile toward,
no, it's just asking the obvious question. The obvious question is hostile, but it's not meant to be. It's just, hey, dude, come on.
Well, Trey Biddy's brought this up, and I agree with Biddy. Biddy said that, more or less, like, we already know what the answer is going to be.
Yeah.
Feels like Sam can't be asked the question like Joe Biden couldn't be asked the question. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, at least he actually talks to the damn media. I mean,
nobody following up on the Kamala Harris word salad. Nobody's following up on that like they're following up on Sam.
Oh,
So
man. Did you see her?
It's the same.
Are you talking about her most recent thing?
It all the way through the whole thing. Just
Her
look,
most
man. It's not
recent
even
thing.
about how. It's not even about how you vote or any of that. It's just like these are obvious media questions. Whether it's Donald Trump and you don't ask him the follow up question, because you're scared to ask. I don't know, but that's what it is with Sam. It's like here we set it up. I'm setting you up, and then I'm not going to hit the home run by asking the follow up question.
I think some of the questionings, I thought last year you could tell when the tide had turned and it felt like the media knew that his job was kind of on the line. You started to hear them ratchet up the questions a little bit more. I don't know that anybody's really afraid to ask any. I really don't. I talk to those guys when I'm at practice, not anywhere else. But I don't know if it's that or they just, they have columns to write. They have articles to write. There's specific questions they have to ask him.
Yeah.
Everyone gets on Bob Holt's case. Bob Holt, when he asks some of those random questions, he's literally writing a story about that question. So I think sometimes the media does catch a little too much hate. I think sometimes they get a little bit too much, but then I also get it. Like there have been a couple post games where I'm like, where's this question at? But if I'm not there, yeah, Trey Biddy, and I agree with this. Trey Biddy isn't scared. Biddy will ask. I agree with that. Biddy will. Andrew Hutchinson will.
Yeah.
Andrew Hutchinson asked a question the other night that was about Pittman getting his bowl eligibility, and taking that pressure off or whatever. And I think that was Hutch, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. It was like, I've never been worried about that.
Yeah. And he said, you guys make money off that or whatever, off the possibility of me losing my job or whatever, Yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting way to ask that question, and I had no problem with it. So, I feel like every year, this is a all Razorback sports comment. I feel like giving up on the Razorback sports every year. We pump them up to get shit.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But there's always next year, bro. One more thing, circling back to Yurachek real quick. You remember the picture of him when Chad Morris was just getting murked? And that picture of him with his hand like this or whatever, and he's in that.
That wasn't with Chad, though.
Wasn't. Are you sure? I think it was.
I thought that was after.
I'm just saying that the amount of ass we got to get whipped for him to be like that. Like he seems. Well, of course I don't talk to him, but just the vibe I get seems like he's okay with the way things are going. So it's like, how much do we have to get the crap kicked out of us for you to be like that again?
I think the skepticism on Hunter should be about how he handled NIL.
That's fair.
Musselman let's not kid ourselves. That was a hell of a hire. I mean, 2 decades of borderline mediocrity in basketball. Arkansas basketball, who for a while there in the 80s and the 90s, and then coming off of Eddie Sutton before Nolan, you could argue that Arkansas was on the map to being one of the next blue bloods into that conversation. Of course, they fell short. Nolan kind of fell off his horse, and you had all that drama. And then you go to Stan Heath, you go to Pelfrey, you go to Mike Anderson. Just, not good hires. They felt like decent hires at the time. Well, not Pelfrey. I remember Pelfrey getting hired. No one liked it. But
I think Mike Anderson was exactly Sam Pittman. He was here to do a job.
And
he got us to a point, and then that was the max. That was where he maxed out for us.
Well, I'm ready for our Musselman.
Yeah, they need to make they've got to go out and get their Musselman and hopefully stay longer than. I mean, 5 years isn't bad, but we had 5 years of Bielema, 5 years of now probably 6 years of Pittman. I don't know. I want the next guy to be the foundation's built. No matter how in good a shape it's in, it's at least built. It's better than where it was at 5 years ago. I want someone to be able to build on top of that. I want someone to crush portal recruiting. I want someone in on the on high school recruiting. I want the traditional pipelines back.
Mm-hmm.
Going back into the Fort Worth. Not that they don't recruit those pipelines, but I'm going to be real with you. I kind of want out of the East. Like they keep going into South Georgia, North Florida.
He's got all those ties to Georgia, you know.
He does, and I understand that. That's another reason why Fountain's on staff. I get that, but man, I feel like if they could concentrate that energy and that effort, get people on the staff that can do that in, I don't know, New Orleans, Memphis, attack Fort Worth area, Dallas-Fort Worth area more aggressively the way Houston Nutt and Bobby Petrino did. I feel like that's your better pathway, at least from a high school perspective. And then you kill the portal wherever you can get it, right? You're going to take anyone that's interested. Hunter Yurchek promised Cal he wouldn't have to ask for NIL. Hunter Yurchek seems ticked he has to do the asking.
What if he does make the jump and then whoever the new AD comes in and just cleans house? That'd be crazy.
I don't think that would happen.
You don't think so? No. Some aggressive AD or something would be like, you're out of here. We suck. You know what I mean? I don't know how that works.
Well, that's what they did with Jeff Long, right? They removed Jeff Long.
Wasn't it because Jeff wouldn't get rid of Brett?
Well, Jeff Long, it was a couple of things, but Jeff Long, arguably one of the best fundraiser ADs I think we've ever had. The Razorback Foundation was rocking with Jeff Long. He did a really good job raising money. Say what you want, but he went and he got Bobby Petrino.
We got the renovation out of him.
Everyone wanted Mike Anderson. Everybody wanted Mike Anderson from Mizzou. Didn't think it was going to happen. He made it happen. He facilitated that. And that was before the NIL era and before the portal era. You have to build a team from scratch. And Mike knew that when he came here. And he had to. I can remember him telling fans in the middle of the court for a red-white event, he said, be patient. We got to fill out our roster. And we were patient. It took them a little while, and they finally got to the tournament, and then it was a disappointment. But, I think what would happen, more than likely, you don't want to walk into another situation where you've got to make a coaching change and an athletic director change, and you wind up with that same incident that you had with Cromer's Peoples being your interim AD, and you make this Chad Morris type hire. Ooh. You don't want that. So I don't know. The timing is there. If he were to jump, I feel like that person would have to give Pittman, because you're already behind the ball. If you're the new AD, think about it. You've got early signing period in December. The portal opens the beginning of the second week of December. You're already kind of, and that's why I'm a little bit more shocked that we don't have more Power 5 or Power 4 coaching fires. I think you can count on one hand right now.
Well, I think the revenue sharing is making people sit tight.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is. Revenue sharing is, and that's, again, I don't know. Maybe you want to make that adjustment, because I just don't know that Hunter Yurchek just hasn't done it as far as the NIL stuff, and that makes me worried about what they're walking into at the revenue share. Is he prepared for the revenue share side of things? Because he was behind on the NIL thing. He was behind 100%.
And then the other thing is
on the revenue sharing. I know that's something that's kind of automatic. You don't have to build it, but is he going to implement the right people to be in charge of all that? I don't know. I just don't think he's done a really good job when it comes to the money side of things, at least for sure from the NIL perspective. This team is like Talon Green. Just wait till
Talon.
That's what I wrote in my Enemy Insider. I wrote him as Talon Green.
The other thing, if Yurchek goes, what does that do with Cal also? Because one of the bigger reasons that Cal took the job, aside from probably a lot of money, is he called Sampson from Houston and asked him about how Hunter was to work with. And that helped him make his decision. So that makes me curious too. A lot of things could happen.
Well, John Tyson made his decision pretty easy for him.
Yeah, right.
I think
let's not be.
Yeah, I don't think it does anything to Cal. For sure, if this does anything, it could affect Dave Van Horn. I'm not going to lie to you. I can remember Dave, hearing rumors. I don't know if there was any truth to them, but I can remember people calling in on Bo's show a decade ago about Jeff Long's relationship with
Hunter. My camera died.
What happened? Oh, his camera died.
Yeah.
Jeff Long's relationship with Dave Van Horn, I guess at times there were questions. We were always talking about DVH's. When is he going to retire? Not that I want him to, but this will most certainly affect football the most. And I think I guess it depends on who you hire, but it feels a little too late. No matter what, Sam's going to be back for his 6th year. Brooks Ellis has had an interesting tweet 2 days ago, eye-opening. Yeah, I need to finish it. It's like 11 minutes long.
I guess I'm going cameraless. It's cool.
You are cameraless.
Yeah, I know. So my room is really packed up, and I don't know where my batteries are.
Oh,
no
yeah.
problem. No problem.
Need to get a webcam, fam.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, what do you guys think of the name that has been thrown out there? Because I think there is a possibility they lose Hunter Yurchek. What do you think of Houston Nutt being the next AD?
I think
nobody
Arkansas is hell. You know what
nobody
I mean?
loves the University of Arkansas more than Houston Nutt, and nobody has divided the fan base more than Houston Nutt. So it's really hard to say that that's a good idea because there's so many people who are staunchly against the Houston Nutt. But I can remember all the pump up speeches and stuff. All nobody could rally a team of mediocre players to play like crazy, like Houston Nutt could.
You hear that? You hear that? I'll never forget that. You hear that?
I called that play, brother.
I call lions, tigers, and bears.
But I mean, he's like a old Southern preacher. And he can rally some people, and he loves the University of Arkansas. He loves them. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad hire. You would just have to get all those fans that hate him back on board with him. And if anybody could do it, I think Houston Nutt could do it. He could win over the hearts of the people that he lost.
As long as he put someone in position that helped with NIL.
Sure.
Because it is that's a whole different monster. I do think eventually within the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to have GMs for each sport. I really do. Because we're headed towards this NFL, minor league NFL look for college football anyways.
Sure.
I could see there being a GM for football, a GM for basketball, and then just the AD be over those guys. But you need someone to facilitate the NIL structure, even the Razorback Foundation side of things, although the AD would probably be ahead of all that. But you definitely need someone. I agree with Angel. Angel's saying John Tyson, but he says put someone in who knows people with money. And you want someone, whether it's their connections. Houston Nutt, although he lives in Texas, I think, still very well connected to the university and the people up here for sure. He's still one of my all-time favorite head coaches, no matter the sport. I love the guy. I know the drama towards the end of his time here, When is there not drama with a head coach at Arkansas, for real? When is there not drama?
When Bobby Petrino was 10-2?
No, there was drama shortly after.
Yeah, there was drama.
The only drama was, did he actually have a motorcycle wreck or did he get beat up in the parking lot?
But
there was no drama about his coaching.
No drama. I'm not talking about his coaching. I just mean period. Just period. It just always drama.
The first 10-2, there was no drama with Bobby Petrino.
There wasn't. No. But it's the way that all went down, though. Houston Nutt would bring Barry Lunny Jr.
Oh, gross.
Well, Barry was before Nutt's time. That was a Danny Ford. It was Danny Ford era. Old Barry Lunny took Arkansas to their first SEC championship, only to get smoked by Steve Spurrier and that unbelievable fun and gun.
The old ball coach.
Old ball coach.
I just dug through my garage for batteries and found them.
Tell Elon Musk. Now, here's what you do if you wanted to attract Elon Musk. Tell him that the university's gone woke.
Tell him it's for sale and he'll just buy it.
Tell him we've got a problem with wokeism at the University of Arkansas. We need help, Elon Musk. Come bail out all this all the DEI and the woke shit. Come on, bro. That's how you get in here. Then he gets involved.
He's like, how much is it?
You see, he's Elon Musk wants to buy. Well, first I think it was
MSNBC. You see the Hasbro?
Yeah, him and Trump Jr. together.
Yeah. Make D&D great again, baby.
Yeah.
Him and Trump Jr. are going to buy MSNBC, I heard.
Oh, boy. Make Arkansas sports great again. Make the hats. Print the hats, baby. Print the hats. All right, I'm going to post the link one more time if anybody wants to call in. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping this bad boy up. I do appreciate everyone. You too. Thanks for Travis and Tim. Thanks for spending a little Turkey Day Thanksgiving with us. Appreciate you boys.
For sure.
It's always fun shooting the shit.
Sorry, my camera died. That's annoying.
How dare you not be prepared for that?
It supposedly charges it, but it's a liar.
Oh, we still got to do we're doing SEC Unleashed tomorrow, aren't we?
Tomorrow,
Yes.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yeah.
Yo, boy, we can curse on there. Where's John Hall at, man? I haven't seen him today.
He's his
Is it baby time?
I think it's almost baby time. I think Nicole's about to pop.
Ooh.
Congrats to those two. It's coming. If it's not happening right now, it's coming. Bobby Petrino got thumped. Oh, by an upset boyfriend. Swimming coach. It was a swimming coach.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, it wasn't a wreck at all. He got the crap beat out of him.
Allegedly. That's all we're gonna say.
I knew first time I saw him with that neck brace, his face all swollen up. I knew right then and there that dude got popped.
Dude, I had just got into Razorback football when they fired Houston Nutt. And then next thing you know, Bobby Petrino's on, from the wreck. And I was like, what happened to your coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Look, my dad a couple of years ago, he was a big Harley rider, and he was out on the pig trail and hit a oil slick, smashed his helmet up and everything, and he didn't look like Bobby Petrino looked. So
yeah. Was Bobby wearing a helmet?
No, I don't know, man.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
I guess you don't need to wear a helmet if it's a fist connecting to your face.
True. He should have had a helmet on. He would have been better off.
Allegedly.
We don't need any cease and desist or lawsuits on.
No, I'm just saying.
All
You want my thoughts? They're all in a "Don't Read the Comments" podcast from about a year ago.
Yeah. Okay, real quick before we get off here, Arkansas, Mizzou. Give me your predictions. Travis, go first.
Please.
What? Say that again?
I said Arkansas wins.
Oh, okay.
Arkansas wins.
What's the score, Travis?
We're going. Okay, we going head or we going heart here? My head says Mizzou's going to kick the shit out of us.
Well,
but my heart wants us to win.
Okay,
if we beat them, the only way we'll win by like 3 points to a touchdown max.
Okay,
but they historically own our ass in Columbia.
Period. They own.
God, dude, it sucks. Yeah, they really do. I'm going Arkansas because I'm a homer, and I picked it on SEC Unleashed also. So
you did, and you picked it in our predictions. I just wanted to hear your.
Yeah, I'm going Arkansas by 7 because I like pain.
They don't. Sam doesn't win a lot of those, but it'd be nice to do that against Missouri. Tim, what do you got?
If he does win, it's I think it'll help him a lot.
Oh yeah, it changes the. Listen, a win here changes a lot of the narrative. It doesn't change the fact of what happened. I don't want anyone to get it twisted. Like the way you fell apart against Oklahoma State, the LSU game, the Ole Miss. Yeah, I would kind of say Texas, but then again, they are a legit top 10 team, and he played it pretty close. But doesn't erase what happened. But the narrative towards the offseason changes a lot if you get this win, and it will take a lot of pressure off of Sam going into year 6. And then imagine if you win that game, then you win the bowl game. Again, don't not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying put it into your brain for a second. It changes a lot of the narrative if you win these 2 games, this Mizzou game and the bowl game. Of course, we don't know who they're playing. We don't know what bowl game, but yeah. Tim, what do you got?
Somebody with Arkansas State said that in a bowl game. Go ahead, Tim. My bad.
You're fine. Man, I think that we're pretty easy to prepare for. Prepare a bunch of blitz packages, run through the Swiss cheese offensive line that we have.
It is going to be snowing up there, by the way.
It is. Yeah, that's right.
Pounding the rock, baby.
And, so our run game is going to be a little more important. Maybe it's not the 30-7 I keep seeing people put in the chat. Maybe it's 28-21 Missouri.
Okay.
I can see that.
Yeah.
How about you, Tyler?
I mean, I've got Missouri. It's in the predictions, so that's not a shock to anyone. And I think I picked them on the show too, my last show. I don't know what to expect in terms of the score. Anything and everything has a seat at the table. I mean, it really does. Outside of Arkansas beating the snot out of Mizzou, everything else has a seat at the table. If I feel like it's probably going to be a 27-13 or something Mizzou win, but man, so much of this is going to rely on the only Achilles heel that I see Mizzou struggle with at times has been the run game. And again, that's all an Enemy Insider. You can go read it right now. They have some issues against the run a little bit, but they're not like atrocious against the run. It's just not very good. They've forced a number of fumbles this year. That's going to be a concern, especially if you're playing in snow or really cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
How tightly are these guys hanging onto the ball? We know Arkansas's already had a problem with putting the ball on the ground. If it happens a lot, this is going to be a blowout.
We need some stick.
Yeah.
It's not for me really a tough game to pick, but it kind of is, simply because if Arkansas does establish the run, they don't turn the ball over, win the turnover battle, you've got a shot at beating Missouri. I'm sorry, they're not a ranked team. I just don't buy them as a run. I don't think they should even be top 25, but they're a border, they're probably a top 30, top 35 team in the country. And I think Arkansas's a little bit behind that realistically.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many variables, right? I mean, who's healthy? How healthy are these guys that are playing?
Did you see the injury report? Braxton's out again.
Yeah, I'm telling him.
That dude's transferring. I don't care what nobody says.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, we were told earlier in the year that we'd see him play after the bye week, after the second bye.
I know. That's what I'm saying, man.
And he's not played. Now, I know they said that the injury, they misinterpreted the injury, so it might be a little bit worse than they thought. But
bone bruise.
I don't know.
And also, Braylon Russell is questionable, so I don't know what's up with that either.
I know he was having some issues.
He had a hamstring from that.
Yeah.
What game was that?
This
is where he had that huge run. And
and he pulled up. Yeah, who the hell was that?
I don't know.
Is that Mississippi State? No.
Yes, it was.
Was it Mississippi State?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so bad about once I get past the game, I'm already like I've just.
Oh yeah, I just flushed it, dude.
And I do rewatch these games, but again, I still put it behind me.
And then Nico Davier's out also. That's
he's having surgery.
Lineman, so that that sucks.
Anton Jukic is out.
Yeah, Switzer and Russell are questionable. Oh man, and Brady Cook apparently is healthy again. So, look, if Brady Cook was out, I'd be like, oh, we got this. But that kid's a pretty decent quarterback.
He's pretty decent. He's a great. He's I guess you could say he's like your traditional game manager. I guess he's not gonna.
Yeah, he's an AJ McCarron. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
that's pretty fair.
All
right, guys.
You about to get Tim?
Well, yep, I think so.
All right,
we don't have any more callers.
Yeah, no more callers. I was just looking at chat here. Someone had a point, and I wanted to. I'm saying Mizzou will throw us back to 2000 Saturday.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I hope not.
Yeah.
Quincy Rhodes is better. Quincy Rhodes is going to be really good. I like Quincy Rhodes a lot. I do. Collins is another guy to keep an eye on that defensive line. Edward Wilmoth says yes. Running game favors Hogs. 24-17 says Edward Wilmoth. All right. So that's it. We appreciate again everyone for calling in. Happy Thanksgiving.
Sure.
You guys enjoy. I'll be here for the post game on Saturday, and maybe Arkansas will surprise us all, and they'll split the games this week. I picked Arkansas to go 0 for 2 against Illinois and Missouri, so I hope I'm not right.
You're not a true fan, dude.
Anytime
you drop any truth, you're not a real fan, you know?
Well, I appreciate everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. I'll see you boys in the morning.
Yep, tomorrow morning. I want to see all these people tomorrow morning. SEC
Unleashed.
SEC Unleashed,
man. We have a lot of fun. There might be some.
You gotta stand in line at the store anyway. You might as well watch us while you're
just
there.
click on that
Black
phone.
Friday.
It's all good.
Yeah. All right, boys. Take it easy. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
So, yeah.